Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the former MVP Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons as they match up with Deshaun Watson.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson ready to lead the Texans offense, coming off a great turnaround season in 2018. Remember, 2 years ago, he missed much of his rookie campaign with a knee injury, but he led the Texans to an 11-5 record and an AFC South title last year. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun snap for Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Watson now to throw. Completes it to Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson, and he'll find Akins there, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Watson now going to run the option right. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They go play action here on first down. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but that is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to take over, and it's Matt Ryan at quarterback in his 12th season now. Better than 4,900 yards, 3rd best in the league, but the Falcons did not have things go their way last year, finishing 7-9, a full 6 games out of first place. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. The numbers for Freeman a week ago. 18 carries, 53 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And he will find Ridley. That's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Freeman. Benardrick McKinney, a first-time Pro Bowler a season ago, in on the tackle there.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Ryan, that's complete to Smith. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And it's complete. Hooper. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Ryan to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the shotgun, Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium. Well, the Browns already playing their 3rd primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Watson. Try to lob it in there, but it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check the hot read. Check 26, check 26.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson, he finds Hopkins complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Back to throw, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Watson going to give this one to Miller. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
He finds his target, Fuller. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now Watson, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the gun, it's Ryan. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air, an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his 1st touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Then he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a third person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
He gets this one to Johnson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. 5 yards on the pickup. And that's going to make it 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This is taken at about the 14. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now Ryan. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
To throw again on second down. Ryan. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've done an excellent job blanketing Julio Jones here in the first half. That's just his 2nd catch. So as they head into halftime, the Falcons have to ask this question of themselves. How do we get the ball to number 11?
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. Pressure brought in. Falcons get there for the sack. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Watson. Complete. It's Johnson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Watson trying to get his guys moving. 3rd and long. It's Watson. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Freeman again. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to the
rush coming, and he's taken down. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He was looking that time for Stills, and it's 3rd and short. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, here's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. 10th carry for Freeman. And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the second straight play.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 25 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down. Ryan. Open man, it's Stocker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Caught by Sanu. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over this one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
Flushed out right. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Houston, it's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. On 2nd and 9, Watson. And he fires one incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's third down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only second down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up third down. Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Well, the drive starts with a completion left side, and he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
Now it's Ryan. Stocker's got it, complete. 23 yards on the play.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So now from half the distance closer, here's first and goal. Here's Ryan to throw. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Fresh off the pick six, it's Watson being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Open man is QT, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Watson on first down, rolling to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw again on second down. Watson dancing to his left. And he'll find Akins there, complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. From the gun on third, Watson escaping the pressure right. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now Watson's throw is taken in by QT. A gain there of 21 yards. From the red zone now, Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the...
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak, on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll get nothing out of the completion there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So Deshaun Watson in the offense, down by 5, a minute 45 to play. Watson now going to run the option right. They begin with a run by Miller. Lamar Miller, he's at the 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 77 yards, and the Texans have retaken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the attention on the Falcons offense. Trailing by 3 after the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A little over a minute and a half remaining. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best in the bunch. He'll look to throw. Got Hooper on the short connection. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. Again, 4. Time a factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. picked off by Justin Reed.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. It's complete to Hopkins. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for Houston, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.